Season 3 of Chefs and Deliciousness starts right now. Woo!
Woo! Here we are again today, Friday. This is Trey's Chow Down Live, and I got Trey in the house.
How y'all doing?
Good, man. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
I'm excited for you to be here. Been waiting for this day.
Right on.
You know, time just moves so fast these days, though.
Too fast.
Too fast it does, doesn't it? All right, we're going to talk a little bit about some information that's going on in the world. Last night, the founder and CEO of Texas Roadhouse was found dead, 65 years old. So kind of a shocker to everybody. They're not sure what happened or how it happened, but they found him dead, and I guess we'll find out what's going on a little later on. But the one good thing about this guy is that during the pandemic, he forgave all of his, even though he owned the company, he didn't want anybody to have any problems with it. What they thought he was doing in the pandemic, and he forgave all his salaries, bonuses, and compensation for the whole year for the pandemic.
Wow.
To give back to his employees. So he was real good about that. All right, guys, Kentucky Derby fans, Rustic is having a Kentucky Derby party May 1st at the Rustic in Dallas. If you love the Kentucky Derby and you love Rustic, have you been to Rustic?
Oh yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for music and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They got several of them now. Pretty neat. Okay, Shell Shack's launching a 99-cent app. 99-cent app. Can you believe that?
99-cent app?
99-cent app, Shell Shack, yep. And you're also going to get a free order of French fries when you use it. Not bad if you're hungry, yeah. If you like hamburgers.
And French fries.
And French fries, that's right. All right, we just got the report in for February. I just got the report in for February, and 21 more companies, restaurant companies around the nation filed bankruptcy. Chapter 11, that is... companies with the number of restaurants, but there's 21 more of them. And this deal's not over.
No.
What's going to happen is they all got PPP money, they all did, and it's just going to be kind of a domino effect. It's going to be 12 months before you see it all shake out, I'm sure.
It's been a struggle.
Man, I'm telling you. And one good thing is those CC's came out of bankruptcy already. CC's Pizza, they were in bankruptcy not very long, and they're out now. They started when the pandemic started, and they're out now and stronger than ever, So everybody worked with them, so that's good because I don't go to CC's much, but a lot of people do. So, yeah. All right, Fuzzy's. Fuzzy's is launching a new taqueria.
Really?
They're downscaling their menu, and they're doing a new taqueria. The first one's going to be in Minnesota, so it's going to be kind of a neat deal. I'm curious, see how that goes.
Yeah, where are they going to take it?
Yeah, where they going to take it? Yeah. All right, in the house today with us, we got the Vaqueros brothers. I like to say brothers, but because y'all are brothers, you're all out there in the barbecue business.
Yeah, we're all in it together.
Yeah, it's awesome, and he brought the whole show today, guys. I want to show y'all what's good. Trey, let's show them what's going on outside. This is your setup.
Pretty standard setup for us. Just the wood skirted tables, a little bit of Western decor. Get that from my dad. He's got the production company, and that's kind of been the way we've always done it.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
There's Tony getting that plancha ready.
Yeah, he is. He was.
Backline fabrication plancha that started our tacos.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Oh, that's where you do your tacos.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Well, every time I'm at your place, it's just busy, and y'all are all running around chicken with your heads off, and I don't want to bother anybody. So.
Now we're doing them in the trailer.
Yeah,
so
in the trailer.
on
awesome.
gas. But when we go out on site, we're cooking over live fire. I've got two different rigs. I've got that original backline rig, and then I've got a really cool fire table that slides out of the backside of this 500-gallon that AJ's Custom Cookers built.
Oh, that's awesome. So when did you start getting into barbecue? Now I know your dad's production, but when did you actually first start delving into barbecue?
So it wasn't one of those things where I kind of grew up with dad in the backyard learning to cook. I mean, I moved in with him. So my parents were divorced when I was about 7. So when I moved back in with my dad, I just turned 16, and he was doing full production catering. So I just got thrown into the fire.
Okay.
I mean, it was full-scale catered events from the very beginning. So that was in 1987.
And I take it by the way you set everything up now, it was a show back then too when you were working for your dad?
That all came from him.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he got into the barbecue business, he started doing all the cook-offs. So he'd go out there. He went out there with a plan.
Yeah.
So he's rolling up full-on Western towns, and
Yeah.
everybody decked out in 1880s gunfighter attire, and people thinking, this guy's all show. But then he'd piss them all off because he'd win the meat categories too. Best of show and grand championships and all of that. But he did that really to start a catering and production company.
Sure.
So he's doing the full-scale events with all the Western props, all the decor. Back in the day, we used to serve we'd do gunfights prior to service, and we'd serve in all 1880s gunfighter attire, and we still bring that.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of you in that stuff. The bullets on your belt and everything.
Yeah, just kind of like the logo.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where it came from.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm going to talk about that later. That's kind of cool too. So how old were you when you started doing that? Were you older or were you
16?
16. Oh, 16. Yeah. So you were.
So yeah, we're going on about 34 years.
So what did you like most about that when you started with your dad? What was the thing that really drawed you to it? What did you enjoy the most?
Probably working the block.
Yeah.
I just liked working the block.
Yeah.
We did a little bit of all of it. Like I said, it was work. It wasn't anything of, I'm going to do this or I'm not going to do this. It was just, that's what it was. This is what we're doing. And it was always kind of fun, but it was always work. But once we get to the actual event and start service, that's when the real fun kind of begins.
Yeah, it's monotonous before then, isn't it? Yeah.
It can be, but at the same time, often it can be a little therapeutic. You're there just kind of by yourself with the fire, and that's cool too. So
you said working the block, but a lot of guys don't like to work the block, right? That's a pretty stressful job when you think about it, isn't it? Because you're always up there. I watch you. It's not for you, but put yourself in somebody else's shoes.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, I guess some of the lines can be intimidating, and I don't know. It was for me a little bit at first, honestly. Yeah, when I started. It seems that's so long ago, it's kind of hard to remember. But yeah, I learned a lot because I was pretty shy at 16. And one of my oldest friends in the world, he was one of my first bosses also, because I also went to work at this rib joint in '87. So I was helping my dad, and then I worked at this little rib place called Ribby's. And one of my first bosses named Don Glasgow. Me, Don, and my dad opened up his restaurant in '89. I learned a lot from Don because I went from that kind of shy, reserved kid to being put on that block, and okay, now it's kind of showtime.
Yeah.
Don talks more trash than anybody I've ever met. So I learned a lot of my talking from Don.
Yeah. Well, when you're doing what you're doing, especially the barbecue, it is a show. People like to see that. They like to see the meat. They like to see what goes on in the back. And I think that's another reason that Texas barbecue's gotten so popular, because everybody puts on a show. They have all that meat there. Some people, they cut the brisket. Some people chop it, and the meat flies all over the place. It's all about people like that.
And it should be front and center. I mean, for us, it kind of always has, whether it's catering or even in my dad's restaurant. Anytime we're doing it, it's your first point of contact is at the block.
Yeah.
And there's the glass window, the meat right there, and that's what you're there for. It should be showcased.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way we've always done it.
I came over there one time during the pandemic, and you were up there on that block, and you had that mask on, couldn't see, but boy, it was funny. You were just getting with it, man.
Yeah, I'll move up there.
Yeah,
there ain't nothing slow about the block.
No, there's not. No,
unless I'm waiting on the rest of the line to catch up.
Yeah, well, you'll have that line stretched all the way around the building now.
Yeah, it's coming back. It slowed down a little bit.
Yeah,
through the pandemic, but those lines are starting to come back.
So you just led into my next question. I was just fixing to ask you. That was my next question. Things swirl around in my brain all the time as I go into this thing. You're kind of like I am. You don't sit very long. So
it's a Trey thing.
I guess so. It's a Trey thing. Yeah, Trey. I've never had another Trey. It's a Trey.
There we go.
So what was the worst thing about the pandemic for you?
Just really not being able to do what we do. Actually, really the worst, honestly, was catering.
Yeah,
because I was coming off of Man-Fire Food, had some momentum going. I had catering stacked up. We actually did a catering that Sunday night. I catered a wedding, and it was that Monday is when everything was shut down. And
I never thought about it being shut down as you. I never thought that it just happened so fast. I never even thought about it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the lack of catering was rough. That's what I felt the most.
Yeah, we
kind of stayed relevant doing other things, but catering is just now starting to come back.
Well, for most restaurant operations, and we had restaurants for a long time. Most restaurant operations, catering is where you can make some of your money at.
Yeah,
for other mistakes you might make, or the down business or whatever. It's where you can make more money.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So you talk about Man-Fire Food. I want to run another spot about you and the Man-Fire Food. We the producers have got that put together for you. So let's run that spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Today I visit 2 smoking food trucks in Texas. first, I head to Grapevine, where Pitmaster Trey Sanchez makes mouth-watering brisket.
That's how you know we're in Texas. Check that bark out.
And puts his own spin on a traditional taco, served with a hearty side of cowboy potatoes.
So now we're just making sure that these tacos crisp up really nice. These potatoes are smelling amazing right now.
There we go. That was awesome. So that was so Man Fire Food. I know we've talked about that several times about it. So that was a really good show for you.
It was a lot of fun. It came out of nowhere. It was definitely a lot of fun.
It didn't come out of nowhere. It came from hard work.
Well, yeah,
hard work, dedication, and passion. That's why you're in that seat over there.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Did you enjoy? What was your most fun thing about that?
Really, the whole process was fun. The crew was great. I mean, everyone from Roger to Irene to the guy putting the mics on. I mean, everyone is such a pleasure to work with, and they were easy to work with. Yeah,
got to be. They're there for you, so you would hope they would be, right? So, what was your most fun thing about the show? Just working it, or?
Honestly, I think once that service started.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 'Cause you had a big service that day, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we threw down that day.
Yeah. Didn't you tell me you sold out in an hour and a half?
It was an hour and a half. Yeah, we had a line wrapped around the building.
Did everybody get food or no?
So the last few people, it was funny because I remember the last few people, they even posted about it. We were pretty much out of food. So we had potatoes left, we had some cheese, had some tortillas, and I made them up some bean and potato tacos, and they even posted now, Vaqueros was sold out, but they managed to make us something incredible, blah, blah, blah. That's the real talent. And it was a real cool post, and nobody left hungry or disappointed, so that was a good thing.
Well, that's what but you don't do that, though. You don't let people leave disappointed.
No, I don't like to let them leave hungry either, so I'll figure a way out one way or another.
And I watched you when I was there. When I was busy, I was watching you. You made sure that everybody, you talked to everybody, and everybody was happy, and people that were bringing the food out and going back and forth, they were talking. I mean, it's a fantastic operation.
It matters. I mean,
I'm
grateful for any person coming up there to my line, and to go somewhere and to have someone give you attitude or like you're doing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm happy to everyone that comes through there for sure, and I appreciate everyone that comes through.
Yeah, especially now, right? If one thing this pandemic has done is taught you to be, you better be thankful. First of all, that you're still here because there's 250,000 of them that aren't still here.
Yeah,
that are gone.
Yeah. It hadn't been easy.
No, it's been not easy at all. So let's talk about your brisket a little bit. When you get a brisket in, how do you prep it? Do y'all just can we go through real quick about how y'all prep your brisket and how you cook it?
Yeah, I mean there's nothing really out of the ordinary. I mean, we're going to pre-trim everything. Right now we're using 1855 primes. We'll pre-trim it, a little bit of olive oil, kosher salt, a coarse ground pepper. I'll do a second layer of a coarser ground, like a butcher pepper,
right? And
then hit it with a light dust of garlic.
Yeah,
and gets that hickory smoke.
You got to have that.
Got
that bark. Got that Texas bark.
Yeah, that's
everybody looks for, right?
Yeah, and there really isn't much more to it than that.
Yeah, you say that, but it's not as easy as people. It's not that easy.
There's some long hours and fire maintenance going on. But,
yeah. All you Texas barbecue guys make it sound easy. Yet when I travel around different states, the barbecue is not the same. It's just depending on where I go, the pork is more up front, or the ribs are more up front. Yeah,
and that's cool too, though, because I'll appreciate any region for what it is. It don't have to be Texas to be good barbecue. No. It's just a different barbecue. It's of that region, and that's cool.
Yeah, and I think that the Food Network Cooking Channel and social media has propelled people to have better products, better dishes, better sides, to be more vibrant and more vivacious, getting out there and talking to people and showing different things and being, putting on shows. I really do believe that. I think that's why Texas barbecue has gotten so popular, because guys in Texas really work it hard, man. They work it hard.
Yeah, I agree. And then even with social media, everybody photographing the food, and everybody's a food designer or whatever. Now that's got So we've always been pretty particular with the presentation. I mean, going back to the production roots and all of that. Even on the line at my dad's place, so all of our potato salads or slaw, we would have a template of the state of Texas, and we would have these Texas designs, and everything's all dressed up and pretty.
Yeah.
It's just kind of the way we operate. Yeah. It's kind of a curse. Yeah. I think I mentioned earlier what I grew up hearing, that perfect was good enough.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You know what's funny is that, used to, when I would go, I started this, after I sold restaurants, I started this food deal a long time ago, over a decade ago. And I'd go place, I'd say, I'm going to take pictures of that. I would never tell them why. I'm going to take pictures of that, be sure it looks nice. But when I go to barbecue places, I don't have to tell them, because they want to make sure every tray leaves there, no matter where I am, looks good, because that's going to wind up on Instagram or anywhere,
It's important. It always has been. Even more so now, I guess, yeah.
Because everything tastes better when it looks good. It's just that's just what's in people's mind. If it looks like crap, it's going to taste like crap. It's that simple.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's just one of those things. So, what is your tacos? You're famous for your tacos. Tell me how your tacos came about.
Kind of by accident, really.
Did it really?
Yeah, it really kind of did.
That delicious taco came up by accident.
Pretty much, because it wasn't really my intention.
Right.
So I came back from Guadalajara.
Right.
This was, I guess, August of 2019, wanting to do birria.
Okay.
But I was busy on the weekends.
Hang
busy
on,
during
stop.
the week.
Say it again.
Birria.
See, I say birria. I can't say that.
Well, I've heard a lot of crazy stuff. The birria. Someone so we were doing tacos campechanos last night, and someone ordered a cappuccino taco. So yeah, I hear all kind of stuff.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
So anyway, I never really had time to play around with the lamb or the goat to do a traditional birria, and it was one day at the end of service at Hop Sting. I was just making some tacos for the crew. And that style kind of came out of Tijuana and LA in California.
Through LA.
And I think those were the first ones that I saw was Teddy's Red Tacos out of LA.
Yeah.
And so I was just making them up for the crew. And a lady had asked me, hey, what are those? So I kind of told her what I was doing. And, were they for sale? So, well, yeah, they're for sale.
Everything's for sale.
Yeah. And so she bought them, and then the people behind her bought them. And I sold a few of them that week. It's like, well, I got brisket. Let's just roll them out next week. So I made a more traditional consommé to go with them. But the filling of those tacos is the same brisket that we're slicing on your plate.
Okay, now the consommé, it's just funny because I've been on a burrito taco kick for about 6 months now. I've gone all the way to Austin because I'm trying to find the best ones.
Okay.
And the composite sauce is also different, but yours has been my favorite. Tell me what makes them different. What makes the sauce different?
Well, mine is a consommé de res,
Right.
so it's all beef. I'm not using lamb or goat even in the consommé. It's just a beef based. It's a real similar to the broth that I would make to add to the meat for tamales.
Okay.
Because I would use a beef broth in there to thin down some of the chiles that we grind up and everything for tamales. And so I took that same base and then just added some more traditional things to it that would be in a consommé, like clove or cinnamon, even a little ginger, and just some different spices that are part of a more traditional consommé.
So if one is real runny, if it just drips off the top. See, if it just drips off the taco, it's not any good. It's got to have some density,
a little substance,
a little substance to where it hangs on, right? Mm-hmm. When you go to bite it. And when I went to get my from your tacos the first time, I got that little cup, and I told my girlfriend, I said, I know he just gave me this little cup. I'm gonna drink this before I even get to the last taco.
Little shooter for appetizer.
Yeah. But yeah, and so I've been all the ones I've eaten. It's been. I still keep going back to your sauce because it hangs on a taco, and I think that's real simple. Because the other ones that have been, there's one that's been close, but the other ones have just been runny, and they're just too thin. You know.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, they're good, but they're not. They're would you say perfect is good enough?
Yeah, perfect is good enough. That's what my dad still says.
So how long did it take you to get the sauce right? Was that
consommé?
Yeah. Or did you already have it in mind? You already do it.
Well, I done the one for tamales, the broth
Okay.
that we would add. It did. I mean, it was just a modification of that, and it was pretty much right on.
Yeah.
It didn't take long at all.
First time you taste it. Okay, you made it for your employees first. Is that what you said?
Well, no. I did the tacos for them that day, but I didn't have the consommé that first day. The next week when we rolled them out, that's when I had the consommé.
Okay. Yeah. And then, do you remember the first person that ate one, the customer, what they said to you?
The first one that ordered it that day, that was kind of the accident day. Yeah, she was. I've got a picture of her holding the tray too. The TRAY.
TRAY. That's right. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. So it's got to make you feel good when that happens, right?
Yeah, I mean that's. I think that's what we all like best about this, just to see that it's bringing joy and people are enjoying what we're doing and appreciating it.
So, what percentage of people come to eat your tacos versus your brisket, or they come for both most of them?
I would say both. Per item, we sell a lot more tacos than anything. Right. The next would be, I guess, number one seller would be tacos, and then right behind that is a half pound of brisket.
Oh, yeah.
So
half pound. You know what? Half pound of brisket just pisses me off.
Is that to warm up?
Yeah. You know, I told my girlfriend what those tacos taste like, don't you? Did I ever tell you? They taste like more because more is all you want.
I like that one. Yeah. I might have to use that.
Yeah. My dad's in the restaurant business, and I was a little kid. My dad's vice president. We were somewhere in West Texas, and this is way back, fucking 40 years ago. And he looked up and said, "That tastes like more." He's talking to my dad, and I was listening. I said, "Tastes like more." I never have forgot that. I thought that's the best thing in the world. He said, "No, when it's really good, it tastes like more." So
we'll be using it.
To be using, when someone say, "How's it taste?" Tastes like more. So your sides, I mean, you switch your sides up, or you prepare to have the same sides all the time?
We switch them up a little bit. We have some that are pretty much always available, but they're changed up a little as well.
What's your favorite sides you do?
Oh gosh, it depends. I really like that apple gorgonzola slaw.
Oh my gosh, I haven't had that.
I'm not a big fan of mayonnaise,
right?
And I don't like soggy coleslaw.
Is it the texture and the feel of the mayonnaise is why you're not a big fan, or is flavor profile? What is it?
Yeah, it's kind of all of it. You ever seen Undercover Brother?
No.
We had that hot sauce watch.
Oh,
yeah. That's kind of it. That's right on for me. Yeah, but I don't know, something about the real mayonnaise based slaw. That's just not. I cook what I like. So this one eats like a salad, but with a lot more body. It's got gorgonzola cheese, it's got cranberry, it's got walnut, and then the dressing is on the side because I don't like it soggy. So it's a raspberry vinaigrette with Granny Smith apples. So it eats like a really good salad with a lot of body, and it cuts through a lot of that heavy meat. I think it pairs nice with everything.
I was just going to say all the things you talked about for that, which I have not had that from you yet, but that all does pair well together. And then leaving the dressing off is very smart because it gets soggy quick.
Yes.
It's like when you go order a takeout from somebody and they put all the dressing on the salad before you get home. Why in the world people do that? I have no idea. It just ruins. None worse than soggy salad. Well, there's a few things worse than soggy salad. We're not going to talk about them on the show. So, do you get a lot of comments on that on your? On the
slaw, people like that slaw. The other thing people tend to really like that again helps. It goes well with all the meats. There's a cucumber salad.
Yeah,
it's not your average cucumber salad. I mean, we've got a rock star back there in the prep kitchen. Her name is Melly. She's awesome. She's back there grinding garlic in the molcajete to make this cucumber salad. So we're taking some extra steps in a lot of this stuff, and then the vinegar helps cut through. So both of those sides pair really nicely, and those are the two cold sides.
I love those Moheki bowls. I see. I can't even say it.
Yeah, my dad's ex used to call it a magahachi.
I love those bowls, and I love to watch them press them out. Mm-hmm. It seems like when you do the garlic stuff in those bowls and you press it, it seems to open up and have more flavor to the dish. Does that make sense? Versus chopping it.
Yeah, perfect sense. Yeah, that's you hit it right on.
And it makes it more. It makes it more in your face, more vibrant, more vivacious to the dish. Yeah. It's kind of like some of the Thai and Asian dishes, just very in your face. But it makes a big difference.
It does make a difference. We take those extra steps even on the sides.
There's a restaurant up in Paris, Texas. Somebody told me about it. I drove up there to eat, and they have a big machete bowl, and they bring it out. I mean, it is so hot. They bring it out hot, but inside this bowl, they have this sauce, and they have the fajita beef and chicken meat in there mixed with this cheese and this sauce, and the cheese is completely layered over the top of it. It is one of the best dishes I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, those are fun.
The flavor profile, oh my gosh! Have you done one? Have you done any of those for your?
I've eaten them, but no, I've never served those.
First of all, you probably don't have the room to put a bunch of those bowls in your.
Yeah, we don't have the room for a bunch of molcajetes. That's for sure.
You're probably at peak right now when you're working.
We're doing a lot of different things, and it's pretty cramped to do everything that we're doing. To store a bunch of molcajetes in there would be pretty difficult.
So let's talk about when did you go with Hop and Sting? When did you go there?
So I started doing stuff with them. I guess it was 2019. I don't remember exactly when. I'd have to go back and look, but it was pretty early on because I started to do pop-ups in August of 2018.
Right.
And it wasn't too far after that I met someone from Hop and Sting, and one of my neighbors knew those guys and kind of connected us. So I started doing pop-ups there. But it wasn't until September of 2020, that we dropped the trailer.
Wow. So it was just recently then, and So, but that's great because it's a great little spot. There's the one thing I like is plenty of parking.
It gets full quick.
But versus where a lot of people are right now today, it's got plenty of parking.
Yeah, very true.
So let me preface that from where most barbecue places are a lot of barbecue places have to fit into where other people are, except for Heim. They built their own parking lots, but it's nice. It's nice to be able to go to a Texas craft barbecue place and be able to have some parking, which is you don't have to walk. 10
and there's
miles.
a lot of parking around it too, with the rec center behind, there's plenty of places for overflow as well.
And they have a lot of beers that pair well with your barbecue, which I think is neat.
Oh yeah, they've got some good ones.
Yeah, but as a matter of fact. We showed everybody you got that big rig out there. Y'all been cooking all morning, been here forever. So we're gonna bring some of that food in now.
Okay, you hungry?
I'm always hungry, man. We're gonna go through the food. And we're gonna run a quick spot here. Then we're gonna come back with some of your food.
Sounds
excited.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Trey Chapman, publisher of Trey's Chowdown and host of Trey's Chowdown Live, a weekly TV show and radio podcast highlighting chefs, restaurants, and deliciousness. The restaurant and service industry is in big trouble due to COVID-19, and they could really use your help. While restaurants and service operations may look normal, they are far from normal. So many restaurants, food trucks, burger spots, barbecue joints, bars, and taverns are literally going broke by the hour and might get worse. So I'm asking everyone to help out the simplest way they can, and that is to please buy and shop local. Whether you're dining in, taking out, or get delivery, you are helping out your local businesses tremendously. Mom and pop owners, chefs, restaurants, and all of our service folks will be so very thankful that you're helping in this difficult time. Oh, and be generous on the gratuity when possible. Thank you so much, and thanks for supporting local.
Woo! Here we are back with everybody here, and we got Cornbread, aka Tony, in the house. Tony, thanks for coming. Yes, appreciate it, man. And Tony's been outside working with the pit and on the block and everything. So what I want to talk about first is these tacos. And Ron, you've got the camera on top. Let's see. Let's move it back a little bit here. I want to be able to see this. These tacos. This is what the star of the show is for y'all. These things are absolutely beautiful. Look at that. I can't. They just look so good.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
So
Tony did a good job out there.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, was the presentation always like this, or when you first started doing it, or did you come up with a presentation?
No, pretty much.
Pretty much,
yeah. The queso fresco and the cilantro on top.
Yeah. So you have those great accents for all that stuff, and I don't sound that good. You make it sound sexy, so you make the food sound sexy.
Well, the food stands on its own.
What is your favorite thing about working there at the barbecue place?
Just all the excitement, the rush, the thrill of making this. I started with a live fire, so that hooked me. That got me good.
I bet it did, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you were out there working it. We showed you a video. You out there working on the
plancha.
Yeah, working all on the plancha and everything. It was kind of fun. So, what is your favorite thing that y'all do there? Is it brisket tacos or?
I think one of my favorite things, aside from the brisket tacos, is the banana pudding that we make.
Oh, I haven't had any of that. See, you didn't mention that.
You're gonna need to get you some of that. He makes an amazing banana.
Oh, you
pudding.
make it?
Oh yeah.
Of course you better say it's your favorite thing, man.
Yeah, he's bringing a different background to the game. He's a pastry chef.
Oh, wow.
So I came up with a little bit of an idea of what I was looking for in a banana pudding, and he took it and nailed it right off the bat. It's good. It's kind of in between a banana pudding and a flan, but it's a bourbon banana pudding.
Ah. See, this is why I like doing my show, because when I go see people at restaurants, even if they sit down at a table with me, I never get their attention because they're either worrying about what's going on in the kitchen or what's going on in the pit. Is the customers happy? So when people sit in that chair, I find out all kinds of things. First of all, I didn't know you had banana pudding. Second of all, I didn't know he was a pastry chef, which I think is phenomenal. That's something it should be detrimental to your business, perfect for your business. I mean, it should help your business in the biggest way.
Oh yeah, he brings a whole new skill set to it.
Yeah.
And he's caught on to everything else quick with that added skill set. Yeah, we're lucky to have this guy.
That's awesome. So did you bring that today?
Unfortunately, no. We'll be making that tomorrow.
Well, let me I want to set this right here. Let's move this right here and set this right here. Okay. This is the brisket. I'm going to put this up on this little platter right here. Look at the brisket. Look at that bark. I call that barkalicious. Man. So, how long does your brisket smoke?
14-ish.
14-ish?
Yeah.
I saw a meme one day, and it said that if you just think you know when a brisket's done, you're fooling yourself. And I started laughing, going, I guess it's all compared to the size, temperature, is it hot outside, cold outside, whatever it is. So the wood, some bird wood, some wood burns hotter. Yeah. So how often have you got comfortable with cooking brisket to where you can just look at it and tell, or just by rubbing it? Or
what's funny is it wasn't until I started bringing some crew on that I even put a thermometer in a brisket. I never put a thermometer in a brisket. It's always to feel.
Yeah.
And then, once I started really trying to be able to show people and certain things to look for, then I started to kind of use that thermometer to help them. And so it's I've always been, I was taught to cook to feel.
Well, you know what's funny is that
that thermometer going to lie to you every now and then.
I was just fixing to say, it will, won't it?
It will.
That's why you got to feel some of it. I think this thing is spinning on its own right here. It's kind of funny. Wow, I love how
you'd eat it.
Yeah, I know. I love how you stamp your logo and everything. I think that logo is some. So let's talk about that logo, because I love your logo. Tell me how your logo came. Tell us how your logo came about.
Well, there's a picture. I mean, you'll see that everything that's on that logo, my dad used to wear when we would do gunfights and Old West shows, and a lot of times we would serve in all that 1880s gunfighter attire. And then later on, I started to wear all that stuff. So that's kind of what we were looking at. Of course, you got my favorite knives on there. Those 12-inch Dexter Russell butcher knives. Yeah. And I had my tattoo artist draw it up. I told him what I wanted. Enrique Castillo, awesome tattoo artist. He nailed it for me. He's done a lot of stuff. Even, I don't know if you've seen those new kind of Iron Maiden style shirts that we got. He drew those up, drew up all of our logos and stuff.
I don't think people give tattoo artists enough credit. Tattoo artists are some of the most unbelievable artists in the world.
For sure. I mean, it ain't like you're painting. You ain't gonna you there's no room for error.
No.
Or a lot of people make lots of errors.
Oh my gosh, have you seen some of the stuff people put in their bodies? How do you you spell name wrong? Some of the drawings.
Some of the misspellings are what cracked me up the most.
And the drawings look like kids did them. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then people. Once it's on there, you're in trouble. I mean, there's no going back.
Yeah, you get it lasered off, but that hurts like hell.
Have you?
Oh yeah, the first tattoo I got, I think I was 16, and I could have tattooed it with my left hand on my left shoulder and done a better job myself than this guy did. It was awful.
Oh my gosh!
And it wasn't until 2006, I think, 7. That I got another one because it was that bad.
Did you just cover it up?
I lasered it off, and it hurt like hell. It kind of feels like you're holding that part of your body over a pan of popping hot bacon grease and just letting it splatter on you constantly.
Are you serious?
Oh, it hurts. It's way worse than a tattoo.
Oh, why didn't you just cover it up with a new tattoo?
It needed to be gone.
It needs to be gone.
Yeah. And then that's when I found Enrique, and I've been going to him ever since. Yeah, I've got a few from other people, but Enrique did the vast majority of them.
So Hop and Sting, let's talk about Hop Sting a little bit. They're a brewery there. They've been there for, I don't know, couple of years, whatever. But there was a brewery there before that, but been made the transition to Hop and Sting.
Tony even worked there.
Oh, you did?
Grapevine Craft.
Okay, I was just did you just keep leading me into my own questions? My next question will be after I talk about that. But how'd y'all meet? So it was Grapevine Craft.
Well, that wasn't how we met, but we'll get there when you're ready.
Okay. So it's Hop and Sting now. They have all kinds of different flavors. Talk about Hop Sting a little bit. It's all craft brew.
Owned and operated by brewers. The guys that run that place are all great guys, all talented guys. They've got a new lineup another lineup of beers that were aside from what was offered at Grapevine Craft.
Okay.
There's still a few of the popular ones from Grapevine Craft that I think they still got Sir Williams, which is one that I really like. But three of my favorites that they've got is one is called Frigid Underworld. It's an espresso stout.
Right.
It's really, really, really good. And they even use my favorite roast from a local coffee shop in Grapevine. Buongiorno Coffee Shop has an estate espresso, a really dark roast espresso, and that's what they use to make their Frigid Underworld.
Oh wow!
So that one's great.
The name's Frigid Underworld.
Yeah,
that's the cool name.
Yeah, but I mean, with that stout, it's so good. It can be 100 degrees outside. I'll drink that stout. It's delicious.
All these craft beer flavors are coming out with. I think the most important thing for me is the name. If the name if it doesn't say the name, that interests me. Just the name alone.
It's a good one. Another good one is one they kind of came up with. I remember them saying they'd like to be able to drink, maybe 8 of them before they go home and not get in trouble. So it's a real light beer, but it's got some flavor. It's an aluminum cowboy. So there's another name you might like.
Aluminum cowboy.
Aluminum cowboy is a good one.
I like to drink 8 of them before they go home
and not get in trouble.
Not get in trouble. Well, I don't know. That's pretty good. So what beers have y'all recognized? What beers taste the best with your barbecue? I mean, have y'all paired anything up there?
Oh, we use them in a lot of the food too.
Oh, yeah.
And
okay.
we'll use aluminum cowboy in the queso. I'll saute some onions in the Sir Williams. What else we use Sir Williams in?
The stew. We did that Irish stew.
Yeah, we did an Irish stew. We used Sir Williams, and I'll cook with their beers at every opportunity.
That's awesome. Yeah. What's the Sir Williams? What kind of beer is that?
It's a brown.
It's a brown beer.
Ale, yeah.
See, I'm a more light type beer.
You'd like that cowboy. Yeah. There's another one that just came out this spring. That's one of my 3 favorites. It's called the Romedio, and it's a wheat beer, but they brew it with lavender and sage. It's a really unique.
Oh
wheat
wow!
Beer. Yeah, it's a good one.
That'd be a crazy different flavor profile, wouldn't it?
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll bring you some. Like I mentioned earlier, at 5:30 this morning, beer wasn't on my brain, so I forgot to bring some. But we'll get you some of this stuff.
You know what? If it would have been on your brain, we might have had a little different show. You out there?
Oh, it might have been a little more fun too. Who knows? You never know.
Oh, you're always fun to be around anyway. So, what is your absolute most favorite thing, to do there when you're working? Besides, matter of fact, you were on the block today, weren't you? You were chopping a little bit.
I was.
What do you do where are you because I don't remember. Y'all are always so busy there. What do you do when you're operating the catering rig?
I'm generally the guy behind the scenes, so I'm in the prep kitchen preparing all the stuff in the style that Trey has, standardizing the recipes so I can make it exactly the way he does.
Tony is everywhere, and I've got to interrupt him because this one's funny. Because when I'm teaching Tony like the consomme or whatever we're doing, all right, you're going to put about a handful of this and a pinch of this, and I can see his brain's about to explode.
Yeah.
From being a pastry chef, he's used to measuring stuff, so he's there with his notebook and the scale. Hold on, no, give me the handful, and he's weighing everything, and he's got it all logged down now, so it's great.
I don't think. See, people are misguided because of all the TV programs, social media, and they see people doing this, doing that, and using something's already done. That's not the way. There's a huge difference between a pastry chef and a regular chef, and a culinary chef because of the measurements and stuff. Pastry's got to be absolutely exact, precise, and a lot of the other dishes when you're cooking food stuff can be to taste. Mm-hmm. So but when you're trying to get something to rise, it's just crazy.
Oh yeah.
So it made you nervous when he was doing all that stuff.
It did at first, but I took the bull by the horns, and I knew what to do, and it was just keeping up with the fast pace and his speed and just all the stuff that he throws out a lot of interesting things that it's really fun to make, and I'm glad that I succeed at doing so.
That's awesome. Are you ADD? Are you ADD at all?
I don't know.
Well, I am.
I was never diagnosed.
What? They tried to get me medication a long time ago. Well, I always had a hard time at school. I was always, I was a handful. Trust me, I was a handful.
Yeah. We could tell some stories.
So how did you get into the pastry chef? How did that? Where did you get into that at? Where did that start?
It started in high school. I switched schools, and they didn't have a band program, so I got into the home ec. Home ec took me and showed me Johnson & Wales University in Rhode Island. From there, I got accepted, did 2 years there, came back. I worked with the family for a while, and then COVID hit. Right when I was when COVID hit, I was being a fabricator. I was a welder fabricator for a breweries, and then that went away. And then I ran into Trey, and my wife was like, "Hey, let's see what we can do." And
this is so funny. This guy, you're a pastry chef to a welder fabricator, back to a pastry chef, now working in barbecue. I'm going to tell you, you talk about a ping pong ball.
We're all over the place.
Like the old pinball machines, the ball bouncing around. That's what. My gosh! But so did you enjoy fabrication, welding, and stuff?
I did. It was. I went right to it, and I was pretty successful doing it. I kept up with everybody, and it was a lot of fun work too.
That was awesome. So how did you two meet?
Our kids went to preschool together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Preschool.
Over at St. Francis in Grapevine.
And that's where you met?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so did you know him before he was doing the fabrication for breweries, or no?
I knew him, but I didn't really know him that well.
Okay.
And then whenever I put out there that I was needing to bring someone on, he reached out to me, and
that's when my wife told me, he's like, "Hey, he's asking for help," and I was like, "I'm on it."
That's awesome. So you obviously enjoy it now. So how long you been working with him?
Probably about 8 months. I'm working on my 1 year pretty soon this summer.
That's awesome. I think you should enjoy it. You got that good banana pudding. See, I'm just upset I didn't get to try that.
We'll get you some beer and some banana pudding.
All these secrets. Any other secrets I don't know about you're doing over there?
Probably.
Well, what's your other dessert? Okay, let's say not banana pudding. What's another dessert that y'all do over there that's so popular?
Well, that's really the one. We've started doing banana bread every time we're doing the banana pudding. We got a few other things kind of in the works.
So you do banana bread too?
That's
awesome.
Yeah, the banana bread's best banana bread I've ever had.
I love banana bread.
That's all Tony.
I love bread, period. But if you want to throw some nanners into the equation, then it gets real delicious.
And you need to try his cornbread. I mean, it ain't on his name tag for nothing. His cornbread is good.
Okay, now I told you that outside when y'all were cooking and getting everything ready, how much I love cornbread. I just absolutely love cornbread. And you said his nickname was cornbread. Then I saw it on the deal. I was like, oh my gosh. Cornbread it's very popular in Texas, but it's amazing the variations you can get. It's like I can buy a piece of cornbread, it can just be dry, or you can buy it, it'll be moist, and sometimes it's too moist. It's a simple thing, but people screw it up a lot.
And you can take it so many different directions
you can.
too.
So what what kind of cornbread do you do? Is it special cornbread or?
It's a jalapeno and cornbread.
Oh boy.
So we roast the corn and roast the jalapeno, smoke them actually, and then we add that into the cornbread. It was one of the first contributions to the business.
That's awesome. So you contribute that to business. You got cornbread with roasted jalapenos, and then roasted corn too.
Smoked, yeah.
Smoked corn. Oh my gosh, that's just going to be delicious. I bet that's popular.
It is when we do it. It goes pretty quick.
So you don't
if the crew doesn't eat it all before we sell it.
Well, again,
and I'm the worst.
Well, again, you're limited on space. So what you can do. So you're not. I mean,
so it's not an everyday thing.
No. So how much? So how you do it in cast iron? How do you do the cornbread?
You got to ask that one.
Well, we do it in aluminum pans that work really well. We would do cast iron, but the pans just make it easier for the setting.
Sure. Okay. All right. So I was going to say, first of all, you have to have a whole lot of pans. Second of all, it's a space issue. So
yeah, we'll store them with the mochajetas whenever we get a bigger space.
Yeah, I can see you doing those. Though that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
That'd be awesome.
The presentation of it,
oh,
nothing else.
Oh, I mean, that's how. I mean, I saw it coming from the kitchen. It was way far away. I could hear it bubbling, and oh my gosh, it was just fantastic. So, what else y'all have on the books? Y'all have anything excited? You have anything big events coming up at Hop Sting or anything big coming up?
Let's see. Yeah, we got my boy's Alex's 7th birthday party on Saturday, so we're gonna block a little section off for him. And then
7.
Yeah, he'll be 7 on Saturday, and I know we got a big deal going on May 8th. That will be my 50th birthday party.
Oh well, that'll be. Oh yeah, that's. Oh
and,
yeah.
We're gonna make a deal of it. So there's a few surprises that we'll have, and we'll kind of put it out there as we get a little closer to it.
You're working on something a little secretive we won't talk about.
Yeah, we're hoping to kind of unveil some things that day too. And
it's gonna be a neat thing too. If they get it done, it'll be a neat thing.
Oh yeah,
won't be anything like it.
It's gonna be cool.
Won't be anything like it.
No, definitely not.
You have to get old Vaughn over there to check it out.
Oh, maybe so.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Anything else? Y'all got? Y'all have anything? Any special dishes or anything that y'all working on? Any new creations you're working on that you're trying to get done?
Well, I'm doing one. Okay, so you're talking about events coming up. We're doing. So we just did the deal on Channel 8 recently. That aired, and so we're doing a collab on Tuesday, the 23rd, with Brandon Hurtado over in Arlington.
Let's talk about that. I totally forgot. Brandon told me about that too. I just can't remember everything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me either.
My memory is just So you are doing a collab with Hurtado Bar-B-Q in Arlington, and that is this Tuesday, right?
That's this Tuesday already.
23rd.
Yes.
23rd. Okay, I remember that. I do remember that. So what y'all going to be doing?
So I'll be doing the barbecue birria taco. He'll be doing his puffy taco.
Right.
And then we're going to collab on a smoked cochinita pibil.
Okay. Let's say that again, but slow down a little bit. You're going to collab on what?
Cochinita pibil.
Right. Okay.
So it's pretty traditional dish from the Yucatan.
Okay.
But we're going to do it kind of Texas style. So it'll start off smoked.
Okay. Can you explain this dish? What is that dish?
Pork. It's pork.
Okay.
It's pork. A very unique marinated or spiced pork.
Okay.
Similar to, I mean, it's going to look like a pulled pork, but it's going to have those classic traditional spices.
Okay.
And it'll be served with pickled onions and like a repollo or like a taco slaw, cabbage, and it'll be a unique one. It'll be good.
So it'll be flavor loaded. Is what you're telling me.
Oh yeah. If you've never had cochinita pibil, you definitely need to try it.
So I went over there and I kept hearing him talk about this puffy taco. I don't know if you saw my video, but I went over there and did a video of him doing that puffy taco, and
They looked great.
It's about as perfect taco as you can get. It's not the same as this taco. It's a different profile, but absolutely delicious. It was succulent. It was savory succulent. It was a hit of salt. It had that meaty deliciousness, and it had that fresh tortilla that they make. They make the masa. They press it out. They put it in the fryer. So when you bite into it, you've got some of the meat. You have some of the seasoning. You have it's dripping. It was dripping down my chin. Just absolutely so delicious.
Yeah, and that's what's good about it is you have so many different textures and flavor profiles going on in tacos that. They're great. We'll do a bunch of different ones on Thursdays too. That's kind of our taco night where we're playing around and experiment with different stuff.
So Thursdays is taco night at your place?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you when I had that puffy taco, I had to pack my bags because I went straight to Deliciousville. That's what I did.
I'm ready to try them. I hadn't had one. I never get a chance to get over there for that stuff, so I'll be excited to try one. It looked, like I said, it looked great.
That's a dish to me. That is a dish to me that can't sit on a tray. Because if you get that taco, it comes out warm. The meat comes out juicy, and it's running in the taco. The shell gets a little soggy. So if you get one of those, you got to eat it right away. I mean,
I don't think there'll be any problem with that.
No, I don't think so. Just
if I get one, it'll be gone pretty quick.
I don't know why more people don't do the puffy tacos. Everybody's got their thing. All Texas barbecue guys have got their niche that they're proud of, that they're good at, right? And that's the first time I've had a puffy taco made that way. I used to have them
outside of San Antonio.
Outside of San Antonio, outside of there. And then when I was a boy, there was a place called Charo's or Carlo's over on Blue Bonnet Circle, and they made them there, and they were absolutely delicious. Man, it was the same thing. I mean, when I was a kid, they come out, if they get cold, it's just not as good. But so you're going to have them over there. So y'all going to do that. Is there a fee for that deal, or is it just per the dish? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know. Me and Brandon got to figure that one out.
Oh,
I just know what we're doing.
You better hurry. You don't have much time left. What do you got? Let's see. Friday, Saturdays.
Yeah. We're day by day. We'll worry about that on Monday.
Yeah. So let's talk about your day's operation over there. You are open on Thursdays, correct?
We do Thursdays are taco night. We're open Fridays with pretty much the regular barbecue menu, Saturday and Sunday. Pretty soon we're going to start doing Wednesdays too. I'm not really sure what we're going to offer on Wednesdays. We're going to be featuring some guests on Wednesdays too. There's a bunch of guys that I know that we're going to feature on Wednesdays. Chef John O'Neill, very, very talented chef, used to be a culinary instructor, and it's going to basically be like a test lab, and he'll get a lot of his stuff out there on some Wednesdays. David De Leon with Quema Mas Cabrón is a really talented live fire cook. He's going to come do some stuff on Wednesdays. I know some other guys, Young's Barbecue and Stevie G's Barbecue. I'm going to have those guys in if they want to do some stuff, and people can reach out to me, and I'll be happy to feature some people on Wednesdays, and then we'll do an occasional Wednesday when I don't have it filled.
But that's a good idea. If you feature people on Wednesdays, that's a good idea because Texas. I've said this to everybody, and I almost say almost every show now, but 10 years ago it wasn't like this, and then all of a sudden 5 years ago, and now bam, here we are. Even during the pandemic, there were more Texas barbecue places opening up. Mm. Texas barbecue somehow most of them survived, and some of them even did a lot better in the pandemic because they could pivot and do takeout and curbside and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But now there's just so many of them having various events that you do, or various things can change business up and have people come see you. The unique thing about y'all's business, and as far as Hurtada and everybody else in town, they all do something different, and so people can move around. They can go to each one and have something different, which I think is cool.
And everybody's real cool with one another too, which is nice. It's so much different now than it was back in the day. We're doing this in the late '80s and '90s. I mean, I didn't know any of these other people. No, we didn't interact. I mean, not that we wouldn't have been okay or cool with one another. Yeah. We just didn't really get to see them or interact with anybody.
Barbecue's changed.
It's changed. It's changed so much. I think it's changed definitely for the better. But it's changed. It has changed a lot.
I'm going to tell you, to me, barbecue back in the 80s and 90s was not the barbecue nowhere near what it is today. The flavor, the excitement, the different variations of different sausages and meats and chickens and tacos. And man, you didn't have a barbecue guy doing tacos back in those days. Don't tell me you did.
Yes, we did. We damn sure did. In '89, we were doing brisket tacos at my dad's place.
Wow.
Yeah, he was telling me the other day that we sold a lot of those. I don't remember selling a lot of them. What I remember about it is people thought it was kind of weird back then. I mean, coming into a barbecue place and getting tacos, it didn't register with a lot of people. But I mean, we like tacos, and that's the meat that we got. So it just made perfect sense to us. And we were doing craft beers back then. There were micro brews.
Yeah. But they were real small.
Yeah, there used to be the Dallas Brewing Company, and I remember they had Blue Bonnet Ale and Texas Cowboy. We even had Celis White, and nobody bought it.
Yeah,
nobody was buying that in '89, '90. I ended up taking it all home.
They all wanted that Coors, that Bud, or that Pabst Blue Ribbon.
No, it was Coors Light, Bud Light, Miller Light, Budweiser. That was it. No one deviated from it.
So before we get out of here, I want to know, what is your favorite thing about the barbecue business in general, just your overall favorite thing that you do?
Oh, I would say just the interaction with people, really, and awesome. And just seeing people's reaction and to what we're doing, and seeing them enjoy what we're doing. That's just kind of what makes it all worth it, really.
That's awesome. What's your favorite thing? Most favorite thing of all everything? Except making me your banana pudding.
Just running around, doing all this stuff. It's great. I love the fire. I love the pace. Just the people in general. I mean, it's like a second home.
Yeah, that's good though. That's why a lot of Texas barbecue guys tell me that. They also tell me that they love their customers, which all kind of runs around the same thing you're talking about. So, if people want to find you, how do they find you? What's your social media handles?
At Vaqueros TXBBQ, and Vaqueros is VAQUEROS TXBBQ. That's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter Jam,
Yeah,
as
Twitter
my
Jam,
buddy
yeah.
Don likes to say, Twitter Jam.
I
I don't do too much on Twitter Jam, but we're on there.
You know, I had a hard time spelling that, and then finally, after I spelled it about 10 times, my phone, my smartphone, thank goodness, knows what I want to say and want to spell now, so I don't have to worry about spelling it anymore.
Yeah, and I heard you talking with old David Slaughter about TikTok. I've got one. I don't do a lot on there, but we got a few videos on there.
You need TikTok, baby.
We're gonna get David out there with Tony, and we'll do a shuffle dance tutorial on the.
I'm gonna tell you something. It's fun. TikTok's fun, man. The stuff you see on there, it's crazy. I see a lot of cool barbecue stuff on there, man. It's just people just. It's just the videos are real clear, like 4K, and they look like 4K. I mean, and it doesn't change. It's just a fantastic platform. I like the platform.
Yeah, it is cool. The videos are fun. Yeah. I have a hard enough time getting pictures to put on the other stuff, much less a video. But we try to do one every now and then.
Guys, appreciate you coming out today.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Thank y'all very much. Thank you. Y'all check us out. We'll be back again next week. You can find us on the Country Network. Anywhere else, just Google us, Trey's Chowdown. Come to treyschowdown.com. Same time, same bat channel next week. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.